Hello and welcome to things I've learned against my will while drawing a queer Regency romance comic. Today's video is about how I tried to learn to draw horses in one afternoon and how that went. It's kind of a cliche that artists dislike drawing horses, but it's actually completely true. Why do they look like that? Nobody knows. But I'm an illustrator as my job, and I truly believe that you can draw anything if you really practice enough. So when I accidentally write dramatic horse scenes that I then realise I actually have to draw, I usually think, oh, I'll be able to figure that out later. Surely. So this is my one afternoon of intense horse study action, and you might think, these are looking alright. That's because these are studies. I'm looking directly at tutorials and reference photos and trying to copy them. The challenge is in retaining any information at all to use in my own poses for the comic itself. You can see here I'm trying to learn how their weird hooves and ears work by drawing them at different angles, then cleverly, immediately forgetting 90% of what I just learned. This point in the afternoon and possibly my life is where I peaked, managing to use reference photos as a guide to kind of make up my own horses. Everything after this was downhill, and I became increasingly trapped in a kind of waking horse nightmare. So I then went back to my favourite drawings, researched horse colours and names, and made them into horse OCs for the comic. I really liked how they looked here, and also vowed to never do this again. This technique of intense practicing and suffering produced basically acceptable horses in the final comic, but I'm actually really pleased with how they turned out. Comics only need the art to be good enough to tell the story you want, and that one afternoon of practice made a massive difference. And if you want to read a queer romance with horses as minor supporting characters, this is the book to look up.